So we are at the end of the second full day of the meeting, and we started on the first day with the management committee meeting. So management committee is the one that defined the strategies. So it is very important key point of the cost action, and the feedback from the management committee are very, very useful. Then we had the first core group, then the management committee, then 2 full days of meeting. And here we are just to wrap up and summarize. It looks that the meeting progressed well and was fruitful. I will just show few slides about. Here we are. Yeah. Okay, so with this general assembly, we try to close what it came through the meeting, and with the vice chair Fernando Perez Rodriguez and the local organizer Slaven Zialic. So here we are in Zadar, and your participation was very, very important. Your responsible participation, at least the one that are here, because we started with a bigger number. So basically, we invited 120 participants. Some other joined voluntarily without cost funding. I counted the people in the picture, and it were 84 if I counted well. So there is just some slight difference between the attending officially one and the one that were present in that moment. But it was a good participation. Also in Zoom, we had more or less constantly some dozen of people, and also through Facebook there were people that were following. So it was, I think, the presentation attracted the participants, so it was good. And all the video, as I told you, are on the Facebook page, and they will be cut and placed on YouTube. Thanks for sharing on social media the different posts. If you post or you repost or you place your picture or whatever, please tag the cost food waste stop, because it is good to link to the project. And some posts were very particularly popular, so congratulations. I told you that you are the best communicators of the meeting. And then we took the presentations, the oral presentations, and unless you send us a different PDF, we will upload it on the website in the next weeks. And we asked the people that produced a poster to share the PDF. I placed a twice poster because 99% were, 95% were real poster, other were arranged poster. So please, the one that had not enough time to do it, if they can slightly improve their contribution, because this can be, let's say, beneficial for everybody. So we can place everything available on the website. Congratulations for the contents that you took at the meeting. Very good presentation. Very good interaction. Somebody tells that it's not important to the Congress, but the coffee break. And all the talks that were at coffee break were extremely useful, because in this way we plan future cooperation. And somebody asked for a certificate for attendance. So at the same address, you can send the PDF of the poster. So in case somebody needs the certificate of attendance, or wants to communicate something, or wants, for example, to promote a meeting that is linked to the cost action with some teams or similar, you can mail to this kind of official address of the cost. VG leaders did a very, very good job. So congratulations. All moderators were strict with times, and all the presenters were very, very good. And organizer did a very good job. So Slaven deserve an applause. Last one, because thanks to him, we are here. And Fernando, I don't know if you want to add anything.
Yeah, well, yeah, just I will echo your words. I mean, and we had a wonderful days here, just making networking within us, thinking about next projects, also to make progress on the deliverables, and thinking ahead, which is so important for us because we have 2 years ahead, so we have to plan for the next activities. And also, I would like to congratulate Slaven because this wonderful organization, also the dinner yesterday, and also this nice place with these views. Even raining was nice. And well, yes, that's all from my side. Thank you very much.
Slaven?
I would like to thank you all for coming here. I hope you had nice time. Mindless the weather. It's not usual weather for Zadar. Yeah, in winter it rains, but never so much, and for several days, more or less 1 week, without stopping. So I'm sorry for that. We tried to negotiate something better, but it didn't work. I really hope that you enjoyed your stay. From my side, everything worked well from scientific point, and from organizational point, it's up to you to dedicate. Feel free to contact us, and I hope that new networks were created this evening, as it always happens on cost actions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Slaven. And now, following all the contents that were taken to the meeting, remember that at the beginning we had the presentation of the state of the art of the working group. So we had the presentation, we had the in-corridor discussion, we had the parallel VUGI meeting. So I invite the VUGI leader to present the update as compared to what it was planned at the beginning, starting from VUGI 1, so George Karaoglanidis.
Thank you very much, Gianfranco. Good afternoon to everybody. I would like to summarize for the closing of this meeting our activities undertaken during the meeting for the members of working group 1. We had a session with I believe presentations of very high level, 5 or 6 presentations related to the prevention of food loss and waste. We had some very interesting poster presentations for this video working group. And we had the chance to discuss during the coffee breaks with those members that were here present in this meeting. And in addition, we had the chance to discuss during the parallel working group meetings and to make some decisions on how we will continue. As you know, I already told that yesterday when I was presenting the state of the art of the VG1 that we are a working group that has already provided 3 out of the 4 deliverables that we had to provide in this cost action. So during the parallel meeting, we decided to organize one more meeting with all the VG1 members. We have several, more than 100 new members subscribed during the last year, and we would like to implicate them in the activities that we will continue during the next next year and until the end of the project. So we are going to organize a Zoom meeting in order to discuss with them on how we will proceed with the preparation of the third deliverable, that is a handbook on the prevention of food loss and waste, and its translation to at least 10 different languages. So a lot of work for the members of our working group. In addition, we will discuss on how we will proceed with the preparation of some more review papers. As I told you yesterday, we have already provided one review paper. A second review paper is almost just ahead the submission, but we have some more groups working on the preparation of several other review papers, and we would like to discuss on how we will proceed with the preparation. And in addition, until the end of the project, we would like to organize one or maybe two webinars. This will be discussed in the core group. One webinar for the prevention of food loss and waste in fruits and vegetables, something similar to the training school that we organized last year in Thessaloniki, and one webinar or training school if there is the chance, and if there are available funds for that, a training school on the prevention of losses and waste on meat production, on meat products, and on dairy products. But this is something that will be discussed with the leaders of the cost action in the core group. So I believe that for the next year, we have already arranged what we have to do. And I believe that we will work hard to complete these tasks that I mentioned to you. That's all from my part. Slaven, thank you very much for your great hospitality, the great organization. I don't know if there is any question, something that you would like to discuss.
Is there any question from the audience? Okay, thank you, George. So thank you, George, as Vuji leader. Thank you, Alessandra, as co-leader. And thanks all the people that are working within the Vuji-wa. Pointing out what George was telling, take in mind, as we discussed earlier in the parallel meeting, that cost is open to the different chance that you can promote by yourself. Of course, resources of cost are relatively limited. Looks enough, but are relatively limited. With this meeting, we will use more than half of the budget of all the year. But it was wise. We are here, we discussed it, we had 3 intense days, so it is okay. On the side, if in your institution, you want to organize something related to the subject of cost, it will be highly beneficial. And we can open a call for the people that want to participate on a volunteer basis. We may just support a relatively few number of speakers, but relatively few, less than a bunch. But if the ones of you wants to organize something, is more than welcome. We are happy, and first at international, but even more at the national level, in local language. We can provide the resource of our costs that are a good bunch of people that joins and can join this kind of meeting. A platform in case you need, for example, the Zoom account, you want to deliver or advertising through social media and so on. Then we will see, as George told, case by case. But do not wait that somebody has to organize something for you. Try to promote by yourself, and of course, we will accept and find a good way for interaction. So whatever you do in the behalf of the frame of the cost objectives is more than welcome. Now is the time of VG2, Slaven Zialic.
I'll try to be short. We have a nice discussion. We have discussed what we have achieved and the part of the achievements that are in the final phases of our subgroups. Yes, we have 450 members, and it would be very nice if we had 450 active members. The reality is
we don't have in the management committee.
I know, but you know, it's very nice. We're talking about big numbers, but then when it's about the work, it's very small numbers. But okay, we do what we can. So we have we have achieved our first deliverable. Sorry, now I'm becoming to be quite tired. We did our first deliverable, and it was covered by the work of one subgroup, and the other 3 subgroups are finishing their part, and at the end it will be joined together. We decided also that for what is a good practice, we will see the part of them to take them out from our review papers and from the review of the literature. But of course, part also from the practices. We all know that scientific papers are proposing future plans, possibilities, and not always the things that are in place now. And for good practices, we should propose something that is, first of all, legal in the countries that we are saying. So it's not something that now the new laws has banned or something like that. And that's the focus that we will have. A little bit more tricky for us was the decision on guidelines. And we decided to work probably in small groups on direct, let's say, types of fruits, vegetables, or cereals. But we also took some time for us to rethink, all of us, a little bit of the situation. And around 15 on March, there will be another Zoom meeting, and there we will set the rules and start to do this, our last deliverable that we should do before the end of the project. Thank you.
Thank you, Slaven. And we have a jolly in the construction, that is Fernando, that took the role of pro tempore leader of the VG3 and also chaired the discussion. Fernando, I don't know if you can show some advance.
But Gianfranco, now you should do some gymnastics. You're taking us around the table. Now it's your turn for some reason to do it.
Okay, good afternoon. So as you know, as Gianfranco mentioned, I'm not the leader of this VG3. Actually, we also have a meeting today, but we have few people there. So it was also difficult to discuss and to make progress on that right today. But I would like to emphasize some important points that we already also mentioned in my presentation yesterday. The first one, we are accomplishing 2 surveys, and we are still missing some of the countries that are important for make this survey representative enough. So we already raised this in the management committee. So please, if you are, if you see yourself that you don't see yourself or your country in the table, so please contact the VG leader, Natalia Falagan and Luca Falasconi. So this is important that we try to finish that as soon as possible. And the second point is that based on this data, we'll try to write a paper, a publication, scientific publication. So it is also something that we started to organize. We have a webinar just a couple of weeks ago just trying to organize that. So this is something that we are trying to push up. And then the third point is that once we have this data replicating the publications, we want to disseminate that. So we have ahead in our plan to organize some webinars. So also we try to maintain yourself, you updated about this. And the fourth is the deliverables, which are really important. We submitted one, which is the first, but we have another 3 deliverables to be submitting in the next months. So we'll keep you updated about this, but because it's also important your input for making this deliverable more improved, I would say. And that's all from my side. I don't know if you have any questions. I will try to do my best to answer it.
Thank you, Fernando. There is any question to Fernando? Okay, and there is one working group that monopolized all the participants of this meeting. Jessica, can you tell us the outcome of the discussion of UG4?
Okay, so I will try to be very brief because we are all tired. We went through the presentation of the state of art all together one more time because there are new members in the working group that recently joined. So we wanted to make everyone aware about the activity that have been done and where to find them and what it's missing. It will be open soon. We confirmed that one of the deliverable is ready to be given to the core group for the final review. So this is on me, something that I'm going to do in the next core group meeting that we will have. We will define the modality of upload everything in the repository, so it will be accessible not just for the working group but for everyone. The same for the guideline, the first deliverable that we have. This is also something that it's almost finalized, but we will give to the core group for the revision in a second moment when the second deliverable will be submitted. Meanwhile, we decided that we will keep open the possibility to receive case studies and industrial implemented solution, the annexes of the first deliverable, at least one more year. And that's because we think this is the material that it's valuable to use for the fourth deliverable, that it's not started yet, but it's about the development of potential application for the valorization of the side stream on the fruit and vegetable production, food production. So very soon it's also on me to prepare a Microsoft form for a call for contribution for this new deliverable. And we will have an initial meeting to define who are the people that are willing to contribute and who is going to take the role of coordinating the deliverable. And most likely we will keep the structure of the subgroup division. So we will keep the different focus for fruit, vegetable. We still will include the cereal and animal production, even though at the moment, the deliverable itself, it's asked to be prepared only for fruit and vegetable. In regard to the review papers, we will keep up with the title that are already proposed and the groups that are already formed and working on what it's now ongoing. But we saw that there are already other ideas for other new review paper. So I saw people already getting contact between themselves, and this is something that it's also going to come extra in the deliverable 4.3. Moreover, Sarah presented the survey protocol, survey draft that it's ready to be distributed in the countries that are interested to collect information about the effectiveness of the bioconversion of insect farming. UK, Italy, and Kosovo are already represented because they took part in the development of the protocol and the survey itself. And I already raised my hands for Latvia, and we will collect the interest of other countries as well. And finally, about the training school. So I briefly mention and invite all the PhD students don't to miss the chance to apply for it and remind that all the information is coming through the newsletter. So don't miss the newsletter. And more than the training school, the possibility, as you mentioned, Gianfranco, to eventually organize something in the institution in the country that have the possibility and the interest to welcome people, and there is a way to make up something with the help of the cost action, despite the lack of budget in terms of full organization as a training school, but a partially collaboration with the cost action, it's possible. And I think it's all. I don't know if I forget something. If any of the member of the working group 4 remember something that I forgot, just raise your hand.
Okay, thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Vittoria. Thank you, Sarah, and all the people that are actively contributing to the activity of Fuji4. So by next week, you will have a newsletter with a draft of the program and with a link for registration. We will set a deadline of, I don't know, 10 days or so to register. Remember, that is the only way. There is no the call to Jessica, please reserve me a place for the training school. She can reserve a seat at home, but to be funded by cost, you have to apply through a shared platform, because we need to be transparent with everybody and consistent. So if somebody tomorrow will tell us how did you spend your grants, we have to demonstrate that we did in a fair way. So as we did for this meeting, we basically invited all people that applied in time, all of them. I will say, I'm sorry for the people that were invited 10 days or less earlier. Some of them came because we realized from cost that it was some additional grants. So we thought, why do not fund the people that applied in the proper time? So it's a way of justice. Of course, we are aware that we cannot fund everybody, but we can try to do our best on this. So that's it. We had also the discussion of Fuji 5, and Fuji 5 and Fuji 6 are the one that takes the fruit later. So also the deliverables came later. And then basically we didn't submit any deliverable for them, but we had a discussion in Fuji 5. In the next newsletter, we will open a call for the people that want to join the Fuji 5 and the different subgroups for the different deliverables. And then we will have an overall meeting where some responsibility can be shared. But the people that join this meeting have a kind of priority. So there are 4 deliverables, and just for the first assessment of regulatory framework on food loss and waste, it was Aysen and Elona that were available to contribute. So you can start to refer to them if you are interested to join this. 5.2 protocol for smart technologies. It was Y, it was E. but he that told that I may contribute, but also others may do. This is the minimum requirement. But as in other working group, there is the review, but it's not needed that we have to do one review. We can do several ones. So everybody that won't contribute is more than welcome. And for the last guidance documents for policymakers, 5.4, it was Elona Sheku that told that she can take the kind of lead for this. But this is a kind of provisional availability. When we will open the call, start the work, see the one that applied, the subgroups will be formed, and the work will start. I invite the people that already told I may to start figure out some idea, because this can be worth to start the process. That's it. Last working group, Kata for UG6.
So, good news that we will have more translations about the websites. Some of them will help, and thank you very much. In the meeting, we talk about that, for example, this meeting, we can do it more visible for local people, local farmers or consumers. We think that maybe it can be helpful if they can just come about just a parallel meeting and share their experience, or talk about what we can help. We talk about the policymakers, that it's important to involve them, and if we can do good documents through them, maybe it can be easier to organize the educational program for different schools. And we also talk about the workshops. I don't know, there is Paula or not yet. She is in the working group 6, and she and her friends did a really nice job in the case of valorization. They organized really nice workshops and making training videos, and it can be a good example for the others. So we will see how it can work, and if it can work, maybe we can use the same program in the other topics. So I think that's all what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thanks to you, Kata. And we placed on the website, on Facebook page, some of the pictures that were taken yesterday by the official photographer of university, and Slaven arranged this as well in a very good way. But in case maybe you took some picture, not 10, but 1 or 2 by you, and want to share with the COST official email, we can upload on the same page, just to have a kind of track or record. And feel free to share whatever we had in this meeting with whoever you feel proper. You know that website has a restricted area for COST members. So if you can see something by outside, but if you are COST members, you can register with your own codes. You can also, I think, place your picture or a short CV or whatever you want, social media and so on. So it is a resources also to know each other. So poorly used till now, but since now we have to start to store there the material for the COST participants. So to join the COST, you have to go on the official COST. So if you think that there are people that are interested in the field, you can suggest them to join the course, because that is a way later to invite them or to interact, to involve in the different activities, and because that is the official cost. And even the invitation to go through the official course. But we have a project website that can be used as a repository or for whatever we feel proper. And that's it. I was counting you, and I saw that there are still over 60 people in the room. It means that you keep hard, and you survived in a couple of days, very intense. So I will thank to all of you for being here, and because each of you took a contribution and made worth to be here. So thank you again, and let's see next time.